So is there, let's say I come to SBA and I say, hey, can you help me out?
Mm-hmm.
If you say, okay, here's one of our micro lenders, is there an advantage of working with SBA where you, for lack of a better term, you get their the small business gets the SBA blessing to the banker where there's a little bit of...
So kind of, yes. So what it is obviously we don't guarantee any business that's going to make it. But the fact is that if you're working through our processes, that means that you're very interested in trying to succeed.
Right.
So if you work with one of our partners, let's say it's Nebraska Enterprise Fund, and you go and talk to Jim and you work with him, you get a small microloan to get going, and then you go back to him and you go through some sort of other program that he's got going, and you continue to grow. By the time you hit year 3 or 4 and you come to us and say, hey, I want to buy a building now, I've grown enough, I want to buy a building. What we do is we'll send you to a bank and we'll say, pick your bank, these are all of our SBA friendly lenders, and they'll come back and say, what SBA services have they used prior? And we can say, oh, well, he went to Jim. Well, he went to SCORE. Well, he went here and he did this. He went through SBD or SBDC or PTAC.
Right.
And he or she then is like, oh, okay. Well, they've come through a process. So are they a little more favorable? Yeah, they are.
You've got a track record too.
You have a track record with us.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that you're perfect business. It doesn't mean that you're 100% guaranteeable, anything like that. But what it means is that you have taken the time and the effort to work through some of our programs that shows that you are really, truly trying to be a better business owner.
Yeah. And I remember doing that, going in to get a loan when I started my business. You kind of go in with what you think they may want when you're talking to a bank. I mean, I was going in with demographic info and opportunities and things like that, but still going into it blind, not really knowing what I thought I maybe knew what they wanted, but coming to you guys and saying, okay, here's how we're going to prepare for this first micro loan, and then going through that, the amount of time that's saved, and just you're not wasting time on things that aren't important.
Right.
You're putting your energy towards, okay, here's what they're going to want, here's the process.
As a business owner and having taught classes and coached for so many years, entrepreneurs have a vision as to what they believe is important. And as somebody who did the assessment, yeah, I want to know why you wanted to get into this business. I don't need the history. I just want to know why.
Right.
I also want to know if you know who your target market is. And if you really truly know who they are, how are you going to market to them?
Right.
Because that's the only way you're going to make money, is being able to get the information out about you to them.
Yep.
So it's never blind, it's never everyone, and it's, I think social media will work. Right. Well, why will it work? Why is that good for you? So knowing those things are great, but the hardest part for small business owners to work on and to understand are the projections.
Yeah.
Bankers want to know numbers. How much money are you going to make? So yeah, you know all of this stuff, and you do have a background in it, or you have an education in it, or you're bringing it from, you're trying to, do something that your father used to do and you liked it, whatever. It doesn't matter that at that point. What matters is how much money are you going to make? How much money are you going to put into marketing in order to get people into the door or on the website, or to call you to say, hey, come to my house and fix. That's what matters. And so our resource partners are the people who are skilled in that. And they will help you create the things that you need in order to talk to a banker or a lender, or even if you wanted to go for crowdfunding. Let's say you didn't want to go traditional.
Yeah, I saw that option on the website.
Yeah, let's say you don't want to go traditional. Let's say you want to go crowdfunding, right? You have to know what you're getting into when you do crowdfunding. Yeah. You also have to know if you're doing debt or equity. Those are two very different things. Debt financing means you're going to pay it back. Equity means you're giving up part of your company to these people.
Right.
Forever, possibly, or for just a short period of time, depending on what you sign up for.
Right.
So knowledge is key in that. But still, you have to know.
Sure.
You do not go into crowdfunding and say, hey, I want to start a food truck. Great. What kind how much money you're gonna make. They still wanna know everything.
Yep.
It's not one of those, I'm really good at, frying eggs. Wonderful. My family loves my biscuits. Great. Who's gonna buy them?
Right. Doesn't mean you can make a business out of it.
Correct.
You may be able to.
You may be able to.
But it doesn't necessarily mean you
Yeah. So no matter what route of funding you go,
Yeah.
it's always good to talk to a counselor.
Right.
So even if you don't want to go for funding right away, so we have an organization that we work with called SCORE. And SCORE used to be an acronym for Service Corps Retired Executives, but we don't use that anymore because not all of the people that work with SCORE are retired, and we don't want them to be. We would like to have people who are